Okay, go ahead and tell me your name and how to spell it.
Okay, Jon, Jon, Anderson, O-N.
Okay, so Jon was my commercial art teacher at Utah State, and pretty much was the program that got me up here. So where were you born, and what was your life like growing up?
I was born in Madison, Wisconsin, of all places, but I don't remember. My parents were there back on college and moved back out to Idaho Falls, Idaho when I was about 6 months old, so its birthday doesn't mean much to me. So I was raised in Idaho Falls, Idaho, and it was just a normal, childhood in the sense that there was a neighborhood gang. We played kick the can in the alleys and had a couple boyfriends that we did everything with. One lived across the street, and his dad was an FBI agent, so we thought his big lettered-in car was real cool. But there was 3 of us that played tennis and did everything together. And I was really lucky in high school. I got a art teacher that had been down to professional school in Los Angeles, and she brought me along in doing art and got me to put a portfolio together of all my work, and she sent it off to 2 of the private art schools in Los Angeles, and they both offered me a scholarship for a summer course, 6 weeks long. And she said, she went to Chenard, and she says, take the one to Art Center School. They passed up where I went to school, so went down to LA just a week after I graduated from high school. Went to the Art Center School. It's called the Art Center School of Design, College of Design now, for 6 weeks, and they were going to give out a couple of scholarships at the end of 6 weeks. Most of these kids were high school, just getting out, or 2/3 of them had been in junior college. And I snagged one of the scholarships because I wouldn't have been able to afford to go there. The cost was really, really expensive, and today it's out of sight. So that fall I was back down there, and when you got a scholarship, you had to go continuously through school. So I went semester right through till I graduated. And I knew I was in paradise. That school is so good and so professional, and the teachers are all professionals, some of them still in the business. So you're learning right from top professional people. They were doing commercials and animated films and illustrations and paintings, and so loved it. It was just great, but it was hard. I think, like in my senior year, I kept track on my calendar how much sleep I got each night, and I averaged 3.5 hours of sleep for 16 weeks, the whole semester. And my hardest class, which was 2 days long, on Monday and Tuesday advertising, 2 days long, one class, I never went to bed Sunday nights. Worked homework all night long and went to school. It was just, senior year was just, senior class in advertising that was taught by the president of the school, Tink Adams. He came in the very first day and says, I'm here to flunk you out if I can. So, because you're going to graduate and you better be really good to have a good degree from my school. Boy, scary to death. He says, I'll excuse you from class for a couple of excuses. One is you go to your parents' funeral. That's okay. Or if you're in jail and can't get here. One kid once, he came in and said, where's so-and-so? And they said, he's in jail. A speeding ticket. So they took the homework down to the jail, LA jail, and he's back in class the next week though. So fun, tons of stories like that, crazy. It was, besides commercial art school, they had fine art and photography, industrial design. Almost every car that's on the road in America is designed by a graduate from Art Center School. So you're surrounded by all these different majors, and just a fantastic environment.
So essentially, this one teacher in Idaho Falls was responsible for you to taking the commercial art emphasis, getting you to LA, and getting you the scholarship.
That's correct. Helen Opperly, yeah.
Oh, that's great. So then you came back and worked in Salt Lake. Is that correct?
Well, there was a space in between there where I went on a mission, and then I was drafted in the Army. As soon as you step off a mission, you're drafted. So I defended the West Coast in Hawaii, real hard duty. And then came back and took a semester just to brush up at Art Center School, and came up to Salt Lake. There was jobs in LA. I showed my portfolio everywhere, but my teacher said there's no openings in LA. But go out and get interviewed for practice. I came up to Salt Lake and got a job right away.
Where did you work in Salt Lake?
I got my first one in an art studio called Bailey Montague. So I did mostly the advertising and graphic design area. And from there, I went over and worked for Snar Advertising. I grew up with a kid named Snar. He had an outdoor billboard, and the money was a lot better than where I was, but it was very limiting because all you did was design outdoor billboards. But I was there for about a year, and Utah State University was looking for someone to teach all the commercial arts, advertising, illustration, and graphic design. And they came down and interviewed me and offered me equally what I was making there, so I moved up here.
Let's stop that for a second.